using Google Forms and really the basics of Google Forms. What Google Forms is an easy way to collect and analyze information. Usually you use Google Forms to create surveys, quizzes. A lot of the teachers in the business department use it to create tests and our rubrics. And you're looking at an example Google form of a survey that I created for my class last year when I started recording videos and basically how they liked and didn't like, and just trying to get some feedback from my students for the following years. All the information that is collected and all the respondents' answers is then saved inside Google Forms. And what Google also does is create a Google spreadsheet of all of the answers, which I'll show you a little later on in this video. And those responses can remain private or shared. But looking at this survey, you can see that I have a few different question types. I have a multiple choice question type here, which you can allow as many options as you would like. Here I have only 2 for track, R track, S track. You can make it 3, 4, 5, etc. Here, this is a grid question type in which respondents choose from this table that I selected, and they're choosing based off of ratings. I have the ratings disagree, neither, and agree. I also have a scale question type in which respondents are choosing a number between 0 to 10. I have it as going 1 through 5. Below here, I have a couple different multiple choice question types, and here these are called paragraph question types, in which respondents enter a expanded response. So if a teacher decided to give you a test on using Google Forms, your short answer part will probably be a paragraph text question type. So to insert these questions, you would go to insert, and these are all of your questions here. And we covered text, paragraph text, multiple choice. There is the checkbox question type, in which respondents can select one or more of the options. You just check them off. And I also have choose from a list, or Google also has choose from a list, in which respondents are provided with options from a drop-down list, and they can only choose one. So these are the different question types, and I'll just kind of cover that for this video, all the way from text down to scale and grid. And this part here, this is the edit form. And if I ever wanted to see what it would look like to the respondents would never see this actual screen. What they will see, and if you want to see what they will see, if you go to your toolbar here and select View Live Form, this is the actual survey that your respondents will see. And they can click R track, disagree, agree, and they would continue going on here, type in their comments, in their paragraph text questions, and then submit. So if you ever want to see what, let me leave this page, what your respondents will see, you can just click View Live Form. At the top here, right, there are some form settings. I can shuffle the question order, which would be good if I want to give a test on Google Forms. Only allow one response per person. As you saw at the bottom where it says 100% you made it, I decided to show a progress bar, and I have this checked off, which means you would see that at the bottom. And these last two up top, since we're using our district logins, the first one is required a district login to view the form and to automatically collect the district username. I really didn't need that for this survey, so I did not check those off. And then you go and you create your form, in which we're going to do some examples in class. We'll work with them together. And all the way at the bottom, you have a confirmation page, in which you have a confirmation message. Google has one already generated for you. You can create yours however you want. As you can see, I took Google's out and kind of create my own confirmation message here at the bottom. And then there's also 3 other options. I can show link to submit another response, and these 3 options are all within the confirmation message. So I can show link to submit another response if I want you to submit 2, 3, or 4 responses. I can publish and show a link to form results if I wanted you to see what other classmates or other respondents chose. Or if you had someone fill out the form and you wanted them to see their other people's responses, you can then have that link pop up and they can click and look at the other respondents' answers. And the third one is allow responses to edit responses after submitting. So that would be good if you complete a test on Google Forms, and if you messed up, you were able to then go back. Just to show you how to create a question, what you will see, and on a blank Google form, and I'm just going to stay here just for the timing of this video, you're going to see this add item. And if you click the drop down, you can pick whatever question type you want. And there's also advanced and layouts here, which we'll get more detailed in the class. But if I wanted to say add a paragraph text, maybe any lasting comments on how to improve the video or the videos that I create, I would select the paragraph text, and you get a pop-up here. And the question title is where you would put in your question. So if I wanted to say, any tips to help me improve my videos? And I can also give what's called help text, which would show at the bottom of this main question to kind of help you out if to give you some suggestions. So maybe I might say shorter length, clarify more, let's just say. And then this is in the grade part, this is where the students will, or your respondents will complete the answer. And I can have it checked off as a required question, which means you can't submit this form until you answer this question. So let's go ahead with that. And when I select done, okay, you can see we have the question here. And we also have the help text, the shorter length, clarify more there, and then the part where they would then answer that question. So just to show you one of many question types we will complete in class. A few more things, just like Google Slides, you can change the theme. So right in the toolbar here, and I accidentally clicked it earlier, I can change the theme, all different themes I have here. You can customize your theme. You can have a picture as a background. You could change the coloring how you want, which is pretty neat. And the main part is the responses. And if I wanted to view the responses, on the toolbar I can select here. And what Google does is puts all the responses into a Google Sheet spreadsheet here with the timestamp when it was taken. So you can see these are all taken on June 11th of last school year. And with all of their answers, I can scroll through and look at all their answers here. And when you create a Google form, if I go back into my Google Drive, and I had this survey located here, as soon as you create it, as we know, Google saves it right in your Google Drive. But what Google will also do is then save a Google spreadsheet, and they have it titled the same title that you have as your survey, but they have responses next to it. And what that is the spreadsheet that I just showed you here. It's automatically saved by Google into your Drive. So I can look at the responses here, but I can also go to, if I select responses, how I also said earlier how it's saved in Google Forms, if I select summary of responses, what Google is going to pop up is those summaries. And they put it in nice visual graphs. You can see we have charts here, all right, whether they agree, disagree, and for those visual learners, kind of easier way to break down the information that they have it all color coded. You can see they have a bar chart here, and they give percentages. So if you had to make a decision off those surveys, like I had to, deciding whether they helped my students, I was looking here, and these charts really helped me see, the majority, whether they liked the videos and or if they didn't, and what they did or did not like. And I can also look at their paragraph text here. And I was able to just see a summary of all their responses. So really cool thing that Google does for you. But that's really the basics of Google Forms. To really learn it is to actually complete it, in which we'll be doing that a lot in class.